It's the big one, everybody. It's M-Class Podcast Into Darkness.
What's up, Jeff?
The next 6 hours of our lives are going to be an educational experience that you, the listener, is going to have to endure.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough one.
Because we had to watch this fucking movie.
Yeah. And I watched it. I think we finished it at the same time today because I texted you and I said, I finished it.
I finished my ordeal.
I did the movie. Can I go to bed now?
I'm Jeff.
I'm Josh.
He had to think for a second. This movie's fucked us up.
It fucked me up, man. It's like Vietnam. It fucked me up.
If you haven't watched Into Darkness yet and you're just listening to this podcast to be listening to it, good.
Don't watch the movie, just listen to the podcast.
We're gonna go through the storyline beat for beat for you.
Oh boy. This is the only time in us doing this that I felt like our way of doing the show has is bad.
Yeah.
Because this movie has no fucking plot.
It's got token plot. It's there just because it has to be, right? To fill the quota.
Yeah.
You have to have the plot or else they won't greenlight the movie.
I mean, the plot, the action doesn't serve the plot, I guess, is the simplest way to boil it down for this. But honestly, the plot to me is confusing. And I'm not an idiot, and I watched a million movies in my life.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves, Joe.
I didn't want to get too ahead here, but
so let's talk about some specifics about this film. This film is directed by visionary director JJ Abrams.
Yeah.
Who, if you listen to our last podcast, you probably know that neither of us like very much.
Yeah.
You could probably say we both hate him.
He pretty much ruined Star Trek, so that's cool.
Yeah, and you think that maybe, Star Trek would get better after he was done with it, and it did. To me, it did a little bit. But now it's going right back down that same fucking hole in series form. We'll get to that later.
Well, why is that happening, Jeff? Who are the writers of this movie?
The writers of this movie are Roberto Orci, Alex Kurtzman, and Damon Lindelof.
Oh, Alex Kurtzman, huh? That sounds familiar.
Alex Kurtzman and Roberto Orci were the world famous writing duo.
This is the holy trinity of writing shit, right here.
Yeah. They're responsible for the Transformers films.
Yes, Spider-Man 2. Van Helsing.
Is it Amazing Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 2?
Spider-Man 2, the second one with Tobey Maguire.
But that was the good one.
Was it the good one? No, It's the Amazing Spider-Man. You're right.
Okay, that was the
Amazing
bad
Spider-Man
one.
2. You're right. Sorry about that.
That's the one where a guy uses dubstep as a weapon.
Yeah.
6 years after dubstep was really popular.
That's at the end of the movie, isn't it?
It's throughout the whole movie.
Oh, is it? I don't remember.
He's dubstep man. He's not Electro.
I did see that one. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember.
They all blend together at a certain point.
Yeah.
These writers are not good writers.
Damon Lindelof, who is responsible for the really great parts of Prometheus.
What parts were those?
The parts where the alien guy is the Jesus.
Oh my god.
But dude, and I know that because he's obsessed with Jesus and the Christ story. He fucking loves that shit. He does fucking Left Behind, all that shit. That fucking
does
HBO
he?
shit. Yeah, he does that shit.
The fucking Nicolas Cage movie?
No. The one on HBO, whatever the fuck that's called.
Is that a series?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't.
I'm old, Josh. You really gotta.
He's making me click on his name, and I don't want to do it.
I don't know what the television is any longer.
It's called fucking The Leftovers.
The Leftovers. Okay.
It's about the what do you call it?
The Rapture.
The Rapture.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Old JC himself.
Yeah.
This movie came out on May 16th, 2013. Mm. It feels like much more recent to me. It just because it burns still.
I saw this in the movie theater.
Why don't you tell us about your experience in the movie theater?
I go to movies by myself typically because I don't want to listen to people's bullshit. So I go to movies at like 11 o'clock in the morning because nobody's in them, and I love that.
Wow, you're a fucking weirdo, aren't you?
I am, man. I don't want to I don't want to deal with fucking people. Like, I fucking hate them.
God, I completely understand. Trust me.
I hate, like, when people touch my seat. I hate when people talk. I just hate fucking people in movie theaters. They're idiots.
You're getting the perfect experience in a movie theater if you're in there by yourself. That's the only way to get a good experience there.
I saw Kill Bill 2 with, like, me. It was me and, like, 2 other dudes. And it was awesome. And, like... This movie, I think there's some people there. I don't remember. I remember just, like, shaking my head, and the person behind me must have been like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like, but yeah.
I saw watching the same movie as you?
I mean, I don't know, man. I just assumed people were like, oh, this is good. Explosions! Oh, this is a good movie. It's exciting.
I love Kirk. He's relatable.
He's fucking those kitty cat girls.
Oh, I forgot about that part. And I saw the movie today.
Yeah, well, there's gonna be a lot of that.
Jesus. Yeah. This movie came out in 2013, which scholars will note was 12 years after the September 11th attacks, but is very heavily influenced by the whole war on terror that resulted.
When I was watching it today, it got to that point where it's clearly about the 9/11.
Yeah.
And I cringed. I was like, ugh. I was like, I don't like this. Like, it's not done well.
No, it's not done well, and it's also like, if you're trying to make a poignant message, you shouldn't wait 12 years to do it.
Yeah. And also, like, you can't make a poignant message in a movie like this.
No, you can't have, like, the explosions be cool and fun, and then suddenly they're not anymore.
They're not fun, and then you're really like, oh, wow, that's really bad. Like, I was watching it, and I was like, oh, wow, that's really bad. That's what I thought.
There's a point in this movie where I thought that for sure, oh, yeah, it's really bad, but it wasn't the 9/11 reference. It was worse.
It was worse than 9/11.
I don't want to say that about this movie, but I did imply it. So,
hey, you know, I'm not saying you're wrong.
So this movie takes place, I don't know, like, time period after the first movie. It doesn't really say exactly.
I think they give a date. It's 2259.
Yeah,
7.
2259.7. 7th day of 2259, I guess.
Is 0.7 like almost 3/4 of the way through the year? Is that how that works? There's 0.7
no idea how. I don't even know how star dates work in the original series.
They're not real. They're nothing.
Yeah. And in this, it's just the year point something.
Yeah, because
I don't know.
Sure, why not?
Who fucking cares? I feel like
George Kirk died.
I feel like a lot of people during the making of these films just said, who the fuck would care about that? Just make it whatever.
Yeah, that's a problem when you do that too much, though.
Yeah, when you do it a ton.
When you just make your whole movie like that, it's not good.
Yeah. So the movie opens up on the planet Nibiru, where Kirk has stolen some sort of religious symbol from the people who live on the planet.
Yeah,
and it's not really explained why.
He says they were praying to it. I don't know. I'm relatable. I don't know.
Fucking. He's right out the gate. They're like different layers of breaking the Prime Directive. Even Spock's like, you broke the Prime Directive. I'm like, this whole fucking mission is breaking the Prime Directive.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, we'll get. I mean, like we were saying before we started recording, we could do a whole podcast just on this scene. I think
there's so much wrong with the scene if it's supposed to be Star Trek. It's like a silly, funny. Here's a problem with this movie. There's a little something in writing and in like movie making and stuff. It's called tone.
It's important.
It is an important part of any creation.
A theme in a movie is like a theme in a term paper. It's the main thing you want to hit.
And this movie's tone is all over the place.
When I was I wrote it down in my notes here. It's like someone not knowing how to drive stick. That's what this movie is like. Like, it's all over the fucking
Oh, they're grinding the
transmission.
gears.
Yeah, it's bad.
And the tone of this opening scene is, like, farcical, right? It's a big, silly adventure.
Yeah.
And then 9/11 happens.
For the first 9/11 happened.
There's 2 9/11s in this film.
The first 9/11. I wrote that down. I wrote ridiculous opening followed by super serious sick girl.
Yeah. It's fucking... The opening is fucking ridiculous. Like, I'm just nitpicking. I'm the Star Trek nerd nitpicking, I guess.
That's what
because
this
it's
is,
just
though.
a
If you don't-
movie. It's
yeah.
just... They do this shit for, like, plot contrivance. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
Turn it off, then, if you don't like it, motherfucker. But why are they underwater? What purpose does that serve? Like, wouldn't
You have a
being in
spaceship.
space be
Yeah.
good?
You have a spaceship, and these people don't have telescopes. They can't see you. So why the fuck are you underwater? How did they not see you land under the water?
Yeah, how did they not see you land? They bitch at Kirk because he wants them to, like, go from underwater to overwater to save Spock. How are they going to get off the planet anyway?
Yeah, like, are they gonna wait till nighttime? And then, like, what's the how? Like, I don't understand any of this. Like, I don't understand. Like, the problem here is, they wrote themselves into a corner. Like, in the first 5 fucking minutes of this movie, like, what are you doing? You have a spaceship.
If you've gotten 5 minutes into the movie and you already have to completely ignore everything someone has said about the situation before this, start over. Just throw it out and start over.
New opening. Figure it out, man.
But instead, Spock wears a copper environmental suit to protect him from the heat, even though copper is a superheating conductor.
Yeah, they make pipes out of it.
And then he goes to detonate a cold fusion device.
The cold fusion device.
It has the word cold in it, so obviously just freezes everything like Mr. Freeze's ray gun.
Yeah, it's yep. Oh man. Oh my god. Oh my god.
And we get the first poignant moment in the movie. Spock is going to sacrifice himself to save the paint peeling off the wall people of the planet Nibiru.
The old painting people.
Yeah. The fucking he's gonna sacrifice himself to save them from a natural disaster that was probably meant to wipe them out to begin with.
Why couldn't they just drop the bomb into the volcano?
Somebody had to turn it on. They couldn't just turn it on and drop it.
You don't have timers in the 22?
There is a timer, is the thing though. He turns it on and then he waits.
I love it. I fucking love it, man. This is so
Why didn't you
stupid.
just beam it down? Why didn't you
or just
beam the
drop
thing
it.
down?
Just drop it.
If you dropped it and it would have caused a problem or something, right? Like it would have broke if you drop it. Beam it in.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Lower it with that thingy, that grappling hook or whatever. Like,
Here's another point I'd like to point out. Back on Earth in Star Trek 2009, there were robot policemen.
Yeah, send a robot
Robots
in.
exist. Send a robot.
There's one on the bridge later.
Is he a robot? Is my
Yeah,
question. He
he's
makes a
in-
robo voice.
He's in Star Trek Online. His name is like Starfleet Officer 0732 or something like that.
He's a little early for Data, isn't it?
He's a proto Data, but like that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Whatever.
So,
That's neither here nor there. It's all dumb shit. Everything
Yeah.
about this is stupid.
yeah.
It's supposed to be this noble sacrifice or whatever, but there's so much plot contrivance to lead to the situation
yeah.
that
yeah.
makes no sense whatsoever.
You're on a ride already that makes zero sense. It's not fun to enter into a film feeling this way. Like when I saw it in the first time I saw it, you asked me how many times I saw it. I've seen this movie 3 times.
Why?
I saw it once in the movie theater. I saw it again somewhere. Maybe I just wanted to torture myself. I don't know. And then I saw it today. So
There's a scene immediately before this where Kirk and Bones jump off a cliff. And then like before that we learn we get the first hint that they're underwater for no reason because they show Uhura in a wetsuit for like a second for no reason.
sure. Why is she wearing one? Who knows?
This sort of fan service will return to the movie.
Oh, it will. It'll come hard.
But they jump in the Wawa and they swim down, and we get this grand reveal of the Enterprise fucking sitting at the bottom of the ocean like a piece of coral reef.
It's very reminiscent of episode 1. That's what it reminds when they go into the lake,
which is a amazing film.
Yeah. I don't the ship being underwater, man. I don't know. I don't know.
Get that either.
It has to come out of the water later, maybe, is the thing. I fucking don't know.
They come out of the water, and it's a really cool... I'm making air quotes. You can't see because there's no video in this podcast. Cool reveal of the Enterprise coming up out of the water, and it plays that theme.
Yeah.
The Star Trek 2009 theme.
Wait, it's Star Wars.
Yeah. It's a little Free Willy, too, actually.
Free Willy?
Yeah, you know
man.
it.
I love that movie.
Let's
just
talk about
watch that.
Let's talk about Free Willy for a while. I don't know, they blow... I shouldn't be saying that on our podcast. I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever.
This is where we're at right now, man. We gotta just embrace the suffering.
The Enterprise comes up out of the water, and the Nibiru people see it.
Right.
And they save Spock, and Spock's like, "You broke the Prime Directive. You're a fucking bitch." And Kirk's like, "No, you're a bitch. I saved your life."
Right.
And Kirk gives this great line, right? This great line where he says, "So what? Nothing will go wrong from this."
Yeah.
And then he looks at the camera and shrugs.
Yeah. The little trumpet plays, the little trombone. And then a foghorn goes.
And then they hit the gong and pull him off stage with the hook.
The hook comes out of screen left and tugs at him. And he's like, "Get out of here, get out of here."
And of course, the Nibiru people now worship the Enterprise as a god.
They're drawing the Enterprise.
And maybe this is a reason why the Prime Directive exists.
It's a reason why the Prime Directive exists. It's also a reason why spaceships don't land underwater on primitive planets, you fucking idiots. This is like... What pisses me off about this is, like, now it's Kirk's fault. But it's like, who the fuck told him what part of the mission was, like, land the ship underwater?
I'm almost certain that wasn't part of the mission, and everyone on board the Enterprise is just an idiot. You know how, like, when you work in an office, and, like, you have to have this project done by the end of the week, and you have to put people in teams to get shit done, you always make one team full of the dumb fuckers in the office who aren't going to get anything done worth shit. Yeah. And you send them to, like, get donuts or something.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
That's that's the Enterprise. The Enterprise is the dumb fuckers.
The flagship of the fleet is the dumb kids.
So they tell them that. They tell them it's the flagship.
But we're the
flagship. Yeah, you definitely doing the flagship.
You did a good job, Enterprise.
We get a completely and totally superfluous scene of Kirk fucking 2 cats.
Well, it doesn't... It jumps to another thing.
Yeah, well, before that, we learn about Mickey from Doctor Who is in this movie.
Mickey? Who's Mickey?
He was Rose's boyfriend.
Oh, wow!
Yeah.
That is him!
It is him. He's a little heavier, but it's him.
Oh, man!
Mickey is in the movie, and his daughter has turbo cancer. And nobody has any cure for it in the future. So,
turbo cancer.
He's like ridiculously sad about it, which is great after that silly scene that just happened.
Yeah, there's like even like sad piano playing, I think, while they're driving their space car to the hospital.
And then it's really emotional fucking scene, people like tears in their eyes, crying. And then Sherlock comes out and says that he can save Mickey's daughter.
Yeah.
And then it cuts away.
That's right.
Kirk fucks 2 cats.
He's like, "I'm Sherlock." That's how he talks.
That's him. You got it.
"It's not me. I'm not Khan. Don't think it's me. It's not. I'm not him."
This movie sucks. Anyway, he gets a call on his communicator, and it turns out like he's fucking 2 cat ladies because he's such a pimp.
And they're twins, get it?
All the guys in the audience go, ooh, I wish I was that guy. Ooh.
Oh, Kirk is so cool. He fucked 2 cats.
I want to fuck 2 cats.
I should start fucking some cats.
We learn about the 5-year mission. Kirk wants to go on it.
Yeah. It's his idea, sure.
But Spock's like, no, we're not doing that. And I know why. Ba-da-bum.
Gotta fuck somebody every 7 years. No holodecks yet. Can't be fucking holograms.
He just sings that randomly every now and then.
Yeah, it turns into a musical, like a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Bum ba ba bum 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 ba ba
When
bum.
you have to fuck every 7 years, it's hard to go into space.
Bum ba ba dum bum.
What do you get when you don't fuck a guy? That's because he fucks a guy in real life.
Oh yeah. Okay, now your joke makes sense.
Yeah, see?
You just had to think about it. Kirk meets Pike again. Pike is no longer in a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
And fairly soon he's gonna be fucking dead, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. He bailed out on this franchise, I think. He got out. That guy's great. What's his name? Bruce Greenwood?
Maybe. I have no idea. I don't know anyone
Bruce
that made
Greenwood
this
is his name. He's a good actor. He plays Kennedy in that Kennedy movie, 13 Days.
Oh, yeah?
It's a good movie. I recommend that movie. Watch that movie instead of this one.
Yeah, don't watch this one. Watch that one. I've never seen it, but it's gotta be better than this. Pike, like, rips into Kirk's asshole, right? And Kirk is such a fucking child about it.
Yeah, I wrote down in my notes, loud noises, Kirk needlessly argues with his superior officer.
Yeah, Kirk is pissed because Spock stabbed him in the back by filing a report that has the truth in it.
Right. Which is something that Kirk would do, right? He would just be blatantly
He would just lie.
insubordinate and
He would just lie
liar.
blatantly.
Yeah. And he would get mad at an admiral, because that's how Starfleet works.
Nothing says stabbing in the back like doing your job.
Yeah. He didn't want to get, I don't know, fucking court-martialed.
Remember, everybody, snitches get stitches.
That's right. Where I come from, he's like, where I come from when someone saves you, it's like, where do you come from, Compton? Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what are you talking about? You're from Iowa.
You're fucking Iowa, dude. There's nothing there. Where you're from, you have to travel 6 hours to go to the fucking Kroger's.
It's Kroger's. Shit. Also, I wrote down Hugo Boss Nazi outfits.
Oh, everywhere, dude.
Somebody
And,
was like, let's make him look like 1942 Germany.
It's a beautiful look. It's too bad it's tainted in some way, right?
Maybe we shouldn't do that. I don't know.
The Mickey is wearing his uniform, and he doesn't have the normal Nazi hat. He has what I can only describe as literally the hat
From Star Wars.
from Star Wars.
Yeah. He's wearing a Star Wars Imperial
That
officer
fucking
hat.
Grand Moff Tarkin wears. It's
Yeah.
the same hat.
It's the hat that the guy wears on Endor, the moon.
Like, did they just take it from the neighboring lot? Did they just go over there and be like, hey, we need a
I
hat
don't
for
know.
our movie?
I long suspected that this was like a demo reel for him, for JJ Abrams to do Star Wars.
Yeah, and you were right.
This feels like that. I saw that too, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, what the
Jesus. And then, like, not only does Kirk badmouth Pike right to his face,
yeah,
but my favorite moment is when Pike is like, they took the ship away from you, and Kirk is all of a sudden super apologetic.
yeah, he's a child. He's like
He's
a
like
baby.
a tiny child, like, no, I want my toy back.
Yeah, why aren't you giving me my thing? I'm the only child. Give me my thing.
Give me my fucking thing. He's not an only child. His brother just never matters. Ever.
Yeah, I know he's not, but in this movie he is, because George Kirk died.
Yeah. George Kirk Jr. is in the original series. This is a tangent.
That's fine.
Everybody tune out.
We'll talk about the original series later. I have some
George
points to
Kirk
make.
Jr. is in the original series, and he's just a corpse, but Shatner plays him with a mustache, which is great.
I love that shit. I love that shit.
Anyway, they take the ship away from him, and Pike is like, you're not ready for the captain's chair. They're sending you back to the academy.
Yeah, to take remedial detention.
Which definitely actually happens, and Kirk doesn't get his way like he always does.
Yeah, like
Through
Kirk isn't like
happenstance.
the fucking golden child of Starfleet, right? Like,
Dude,
but he
if I was-
earns it. He like earns it through like he like invents modern Starfleet.
Like Kirk in the original series?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
He's like, and he like without Kirk, Starfleet is a completely different thing.
Yeah, well, Kirk is the golden child because he worked his way up to captain. Like, he was
Exactly.
a gunner on a ship before he
Right.
became first officer on another ship.
Right.
And before that, he worked his ass off in the academy. There's that line where they say that he was like a pile of books with legs.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like it's like the military or NASA or anything like that. Like, he doesn't just get handed the fucking Enterprise.
Which is exactly what happens in 2009 and this movie.
and again in this movie.
It flashes over back to London town,
London town.
where the old Beatles are from.
Yes, they're from Liverpool, but okay.
Liverpudlian. That's in London, right? I don't know, England. It's near France, right?
Not far enough away, am I right, England?
Oh.
You guys still hate each other, right?
If you don't before, you do now. John Harrison.
Sorry, yeah, John Harrison, not
Yeah.
Khan.
John Harrison puts a vial of his own blood into a package with a ring.
Sure, it's like a cigar, like portable humidor thing that people carry.
It's like a portable blood vial and ring holder is what it looks like, because everything fits into it perfectly.
You're supposed to, at this point, say, "Oh man, what is that? What is that ring?" And then
Yeah.
5 seconds later, you find out. As is
But-
the JJ Abrams way. Of
Course. Mickey puts it into his daughter's bloodstream, and
Yeah.
she is immediately fine.
Super turbo cancer gone.
Turbo cancer cured. And instead of being like, all right, I'm Mickey from Doctor Who, my daughter's fine, I'm gonna go to the fucking police and tell them that a man told me to blow up the archive.
Instead, he goes and blows
He just
up
goes and does
the
it.
thing.
Like,
Which
what
is
was
stupid as fuck.
what? Why? Your
kinds of-
daughter's fine already.
Khan's a genius. Like, what? Did he, like, not, like...
He was like, if you don't do this, I'm gonna kill your daughter. But my daughter's gonna die anyway.
This is what happens. This is what happens when you make a character a genius, but your writers are the exact opposite of a genius. This is what happens.
Damn, that's true. That is too true.
It's too real.
But he takes the ring out and he puts it in the water, and water makes the ring explodorate and destroy the whole building.
We also got to see a real quick laboratory montage, right?
Yeah, him driving his little car.
Like he gets to see how smart he is because he's in a laboratory.
Yeah, he presses 2 buttons and a screen lights up, so he's a fucking nerd. Like, all the audience is like, oh, I don't like this guy. I want to give him a fucking swirly and stick him in a locker.
He's Mickey from Doctor Who.
I recognize the shit heel.
He comes back later and does stuff. They give him his own plotline at some point.
Not in this movie.
I don't know. He gets blowed up.
He's dead as fuck now. But he
That
sends
ring
a message.
blows up an entire building.
Yeah. It's a turbo bomb.
It's a super bomb. It's a cold fusion hyper bomb.
Well, it makes fire, so it's obviously not a cold
It's a hot
fusion.
It's a hot fusion.
It's hot
I'm sorry.
fusion.
Hot fusion.
He sends a message to Admiral Marcus, whose email address he just has. Admiral Marcus at StarTrekCBS.net. And it cuts to Kirk drinking again because he's our relatable hero.
Yep. He likes to drink the alcohols.
And he's also gonna fuck a lady, but
He
then
tries.
Pike sits down.
Oh.
He's like, oh, I was gonna put my dick in that lady.
C-blocked, bitch.
Oh.
I should call you Admiral C-block.
And Pike's like, hey, you're gonna be my first officer,
On the Enterprise.
which is great.
I'm getting rid of Spock. He's like, Spock's out. The guy who did his job is out. Fuck him.
Yeah, he got reassigned to the
He's going-
USS Bradbury,
he's
and
going to
you
the
get to take
Bozeman.
his place. So your demotion isn't from captain to cadet again, which is what you deserve because you never went through any of the other ranks.
Because you didn't do anything.
But you're captain to commander, another rank you didn't do anything to deserve.
Yeah, man.
They're just giving this shit out like candy. As long as one of the admirals says something nice about you, you can have whatever rank you want.
You can just put those pips on, or whatever they use in this time period.
Sleeve cuff
The sleeve links, yeah.
Braids normally, but I don't know what the fuck they are in this.
They're in the original series, they're like gold, right?
They're gold braids.
Yeah.
In this one, they're just silver cuffs.
Yeah.
I mean, visually, they're a lot less cluttered looking or whatever, but I don't really
it's hard to tell what the
uniforms.
ranks are in TOS. Like, you don't really... It's
I
easy.
do.
You know them. I think... You can do it in Star Trek Online. I just never learned them.
In the original series, here's the lesson for everybody that's trying to get into Star Trek, right? And you want to know the ranks.
Mm-hmm.
They give the wrong ranks to people all the time in the original series. Spock has the commander's ranks for a really long time, even though he's a lieutenant commander for most of the show. But Captain... I'm not going through all this. Fucking go to www.memory-alpha.wikia.com and look.
I like this
up.
stuff. I'm into this shit, honestly.
It's I love it though. I really do.
We should take a break.
We should take a break.
We'll come back to more nightmare.
We'll come back to this living fucking nightmare that we're trapped in right now.
We're at 1% through the movie. We'll be back.
Oh my god.
There's a moment in time, maybe once in your life, when you feel that you're ready to fly.
And that time is now, with the power of fuel-injected multi-valve engines, the security of anti-lock braking systems, the agility of four-wheel independent suspensions. This is advanced Pontiac technology for the 90s. And from now till January 7th, special factory incentives make all this Pontiac technology even more affordable.
On the Pontiac Express, we do the silence.
And we're back. Buy that product.
Buy the McDonald's.
Actually, if it has anything to do with this movie, don't buy it.
I've been trying to not put commercials in that have to do with this. They're too new. They're not fun.
Yeah, they're not.
The old ones where Scotty's like, eat some chicken wings. Those are hilarious.
I'm going to have to listen to this podcast one day.
Nah. It's not worth it.
They go to Starfleet. The Starfleet archives are blown up. So Starfleet decides...
archives, quote unquote.
Yeah. Starfleet decides to bring all the admirals and like the flagship people into a room together.
All the high ups are going into one room above ground
because
in a building.
They're fucking complete morons in every way, shape, and form.
What's so funny about the making him not Khan and making him John Harrison, this like covert operative that they have in Starfleet, is that he absolutely would know what they were going to do about what he did.
Yeah.
And they would know that he would know, but they still do this shit.
And, like, Kirk figures it out before anybody else, and Kirk's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Like, he's completely brain dead throughout most of the series.
He's, like, half drunk still from going to that bar 20 minutes ago. Speaking of which, I'm gonna drink some more of this. Another shot. Here we go. After every break, I need another.
Sure.
Daddy needs his alcohol.
Daddy needs his juice. He needs his adult juice.
Give me my juice.
Admiral Marcus is like, "Hey Kirk, what's your fucking problem?" And Kirk's like, why would Harrison target an archive? He's trying to get us all in a room together." And Admiral Marcus is like, "Nah."
No.
Why would
Really?
he? That's silly. And
He turns and he says, Really? You think?
and then a jump ship shows up and opens fucking machine gun fire, even though it's the future.
Yeah,
on
it
the
has
building.
like some kind of... It's like a jet, apparently, also. Which apparently there's still jets, I guess.
It's a jet, and it has like a exhaust intake.
It has a jet engine. It's like, why would they have that? It's not moving. Like, that's the thing about jet engines, is you gotta move for them to work. Like, that's why they work. whatever, man.
None of this matters. This whole movie doesn't matter.
It's fucking dumb.
But everybody gets shotted to death except Admiral Marcus, Kirk, and Spock.
Amazingly.
However, Admiral Pike gets shot like 1 billion times and dies.
Yeah, he gets like cowboy movie shot. He gets shot like 16 times.
And Spock mind melds with him for literally no reason.
Yeah, that never comes back.
He does mention it later when he's like, I've experienced death before when I mind melded with Pike.
Is that why he did it though?
I
like
don't know.
When I watched it again, I don't ever remember that part from when I saw it.
Him bringing it up again?
No, him mind melding. I never remembered that.
Dude, there were so many parts of this movie that I didn't remember.
Yeah, this whole movie is very forgettable. But I thought he was doing it to like if I was a writer,
which you're obviously not.
which I'm clearly not. I don't know what I'm talking about. I would have brought that up later as like Spock telling Kirk that how Pike like felt about him and like how Pike like cared about him and was like a son to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it comes up
do that.
literally never again.
Yeah, the only time it gets brought up again is Spock brings it up to say that he didn't not care about throwing his life away.
Yeah.
And that's it.
It's all right. Like, okay,
All right. Act 2. They find out that there's a portable transwarp beaming device. Remember that from the first movie?
I wrote down magic technology.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Transwarp transporter, which breaks the universe. We talked about that in the last one.
And now it's portable.
It's portable now, I guess. Sure, fuck it. Why not?
Whatever.
Why would anyone do anything? So they beam from Earth to Kronos.
Yeah, that's what Harrison did.
So why would any of the things that happen next have to happen if they have a beaming
just
device?
Beam to a different planet if he he doesn't want to get away. His plan is whatever.
Right,
but,
sure. His plan is so brilliant that it's 85 steps and he knows the future, apparently.
Yeah, also, like, if they know where he went, why don't they just use the portable transwarp beaming device to go there?
To go there or to beam him back.
Yeah.
Like, why can't you just beam him the fuck back with that thing?
I don't know. They're jamming it with Verteron particles or what the fuck ever.
Fucking, I hate Verteron. They're always using Verteron particles.
It's always a fucking pain in my ass.
Goddamn Verterons everywhere.
And they tell Admiral Marcus that he ended up on Kronos, which they spell Kronos, which pisses me off.
Right, which is how humans pronounce Quonos.
Yeah, it's like Kronos is just the like Q is how it starts, and it's pronounced Q like KR.
Yeah, it's
Klingon.
different.
This is like something that no normal person would ever care about, but pisses me off.
It's QO apostrophe NOS. That's how you spell it.
That's Kronos.
Yeah,
but that's like a very minor nitpick about this horrible piece of shit.
I think it's minor, but it goes to show you the lack of care that goes into this.
Yeah, like usually when they show Kronos on a screen, it says like QO apostrophe NOS, and then in brackets underneath it, Kronos.
Right.
Which would have been great.
Yeah.
Who cares?
It's simple to do, easy thing to do, not hard.
And you know how in well, I guess it's spoilers we'll have to get into way later about Section 31.
I wanted to talk about Section 31, so...
We can talk about it a little bit, but Section 31 is the biggest secret in Starfleet history.
I think you and I have talked about this before. How
I hate Section 31.
How Section 31 is so secret...
Yeah.
No one knows about it. Like, literally
no one knows. The only people who know are the people that's in it. Yeah. And when they die, I guess, like, the next generation of people that are in it know about it.
They get into it a little bit in Enterprise toward the end of the show. They bring in Section 31 a little bit. And, like, they kind of explain, like, how secretive it is. Like,
I hate Section 31.
It's like Section 31 is like the Illuminati on steroids.
It really is.
It's fucking crazy.
But
like,
in this movie, Admiral Marcus just tells Kirk and Spock about it.
right, and there's a huge building where they're making... So the archive is a secret Section 31 base, quote-unquote.
Yeah, they're making weapons there.
And they're making super awesome photon torpedoes there that
like-
go really far.
Like right in the middle of San Francisco.
Of London.
Oh, London, yeah, London. It's right in the middle of London.
Everyone gets their city fucked up in this movie.
However, Kirk is like, hey, Admiral Marcus, can I be a captain again and have the Enterprise back? And Admiral Marcus is like,
He's like, I don't see why not.
sure. And then Kirk's like, also, I want Spock to be my first officer. And he's like, all right, whatever.
He's like, yeah, sure, you have totally the bargaining power here, since
like-
you're not even a commander yet.
He's like, you know what, whatever, just, I'm gonna kill you later anyway, so it doesn't matter. Just do
Yeah,
it.
fuck it. Just do what I say you should do.
Because, spoilers, he's the villain of the movie.
What's his name? Is
RoboCop?
RoboCop? What's his real name? Peter Weller.
Yeah.
He is a fantastic actor.
Oh,
He
I
is-
love him.
He is an amazing dude. Like, this dude, he, like, is super into history and specifically historical architecture. Like, he's crazy smart. Like,
That's awesome.
he's like such a phenomenal...
He has such a terrible part in this movie.
Yeah, he's a great actor, and this movie is shit.
He's trying as hard as he can, right? Actually, I wouldn't even say that. It's kind of like he's sort of breezing through it because he knows the movie's terrible.
Yeah, I think somebody saw Enterprise, because he plays a villain in Enterprise at the end of the show, and they were like, Peter Weller's great. Let's just get him to be in this. And he was like, I'm Peter Weller, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they're not gonna make the sequel to any
Yeah.
of my movies anytime
I'm
soon.
old,
so
so fuck it.
they're not gonna make Buckaroo Banzai 2 anytime soon.
Or RoboCop 7?
RoboCop 4.
4. Wait, 5.
There was a 4?
Well, there was the reboot.
Oh, fuck that. Fuck you for even mentioning that to me. I will say this about the reboot. If it was called Cyborg Cop, it would be like a fairly enjoyable shitty
Yeah.
movie.
The thing about... This is a super tangent, but the thing about RoboCop is that it's over the top, and it's like ridiculous, and the new movie is not any of those things.
No, there's no, like, there's the little tiny bit of satire in the new movie that's like the O'Reilly factor with Samuel L. Jackson.
A little bit, yeah.
But that is literally it. It is perfectly straight in every other way.
Yep.
And I hate that. RoboCop is a satire. It's an action movie,
Yeah.
but it's also a satire.
It's an action movie satire. It's like, yeah.
RoboCop is like my favorite movie.
I love RoboCop.
And
You should talk to Nick about RoboCop. He also loves RoboCop.
I should talk to Nick, period.
Well, just start talking to him. Be like, hey, Nick. Be like, hey, what's up?
Hey, Nick, I'm Josh's friend, Jeff. Who? Josh?
Josh has friends?
Who?
Who's Josh? I've been calling him Crandall.
Crandall?
That's some Simpsons.
I know. I got your fucking...
You got it. You got it.
I'm a smart boy.
I know you are.
That was such like a pat on the head. I know you are. I don't know. Fucking, they get on a... I'm like sighing already.
Sigh-
We're
the
at
sigh
the very
counter.
beginning of Act 2. This is going to be a 2-part podcast, everybody.
Yeah.
They get on a thing, a shuttlecraft. And
Yes.
Spock's like, we shouldn't kill Harrison without it. Oh, yeah, I didn't even say. Admiral Marcus is like, hey, fire these super torpedoes
Yeah.
at Kronos from space and kill Harrison.
Again, I'm going to ask, why not just shoot them from the Federation? Like, why?
They're long range, but they're not that long.
Oh, they're not that. Okay. All right. Sure. I mean, sure. I mean, fuck it.
I mean, they're magic space missiles, but they're not that magical.
Why? Like, why doesn't Starfleet, since they're like fucking with Klingon shit and they're getting ready to fight the Klingons, because that's Marcus's like whole deal later or whatever. Spoiler alert. Why not steal like a cloaking device or something? Like, I don't understand.
Why
like,
not just use your fucking transwarp beaming device to
Right.
beam the torpedoes there and blow
right
them up?
and blow them up? Like, what the fuck?
There's a lot of problems here, but really, the biggest problem is that George Kirk died.
That fucked up the logic in the universe. when
There's
he
no
died.
logic anymore in this universe. It's why Vulcans are so emotional now. Because George Kirk died and it was so senseless. There was no logic to
It
it.
just broke logic. We're in a post-logic world. Nothing makes
And
sense.
a lady shows up who's like, "Hi, I'm Dr. Carol." And she looks over and there's a
No.
copy of Braveheart, and she says, "Wallace."
There's a copy of Wallace and Gromit.
Dr. Carol
Wallace.
Wallace.
Wallace sounds better.
And I've been assigned to the Enterprise as an extra science officer. And everybody's like, well, I don't need to check any records or anything or see if you were really assigned. Welcome aboard.
Since we're running a shit show here, I'm not gonna like do any of my official duties as a explorer and military officer.
Kirk's like, well, you got tits and nice legs. Sit down.
You got a pretty accent. You got a pretty accent.
You got a pretty mouth. Don't talk about my state like that. They get on the Enterprise, and Scotty's like, I'm not putting these fucking torpedoes on my ship. I don't know what's in them.
Yeah.
And Kirk's like, you're gonna put them torpedoes in, you're gonna put them torpedoes in. And he's like, no, I'm not gonna put those torpedoes in. And then he fucking quits.
Yeah, Scotty's like, I resign.
They don't even do the joke right. He just quits. It should have, like, wiped. There should have been a wipe, and then the torpedoes are on the ship, and he signed it.
Right.
He says, I can't believe you made me sign them torpedoes on. But instead, Scott just quits. And Kirk's an asshole about it.
Good thing he didn't quit later. Or, wait.
What?
Good thing he didn't quit when they were halfway to Kronos.
I guess that's true. They hadn't left yet.
So at least they thought of that. That's the one good thing of this movie.
There's a really fucking weird scene as well, where, like, Kirk and Uhura are on a turbo lift.
Yeah, it's
And
super weird. I know you're talking
Kirk's
about.
like, I just fucking, I'm so sick of Spock's shit.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it's just me. And Uhura's like, no, it's not just you. And Kirk's like, you're not,
chance.
you're not doing well right now. Whoa.
Yeah, he's like super hawkish, like jumping in on this
jokey.
shit. Yeah, it's weird, and it's like love triangle-y in the worst way love triangles work in movies.
And then, Chekhov gets promoted from ensign to chief engineer, which just happens all the time in these movies.
Remember in the last movie when you did that one thing with the transporter? Well, guess what, kid? You're chief engineer now. Like an 18-year-old kid, right?
And he's
Like,
completely in over his head because Kirk's a fucking idiot. Like, how would you feel if you were the second in charge in engineering?
yeah.
And, like, Scotty resigns and you're like, fuck, I'm gonna be chief engineer. I've been working for 36
Right.
years.
Like,
on
there's
it."
not some, like Miles O'Brien type, like, non-enlisted officer, like, in Starfleet on the ship who, like, knows way more about the ship that,
No.
like, couldn't fill in for a couple, like, just make him a, like, enlisted officer. Like, you know, they do that. That's a thing that they
Yeah.
do.
The navigator's the chief engineer now. Deal with it.
Yep. And you can read maps, you can fix an engine.
And they said, they like, all right, put on a red shirt. And he looks at the camera and pulls his collar out and goes, "Goo!" And the audience goes, ha 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 ha.
I love Star Trek!
I know Star Trek references. Red shirts die.
Oh, no.
And then they leave for Kronos.
Spelled with a K.
Spelled with a K. And he gets on the comm. Kirk gets on the con and he's like, all right, we're gonna go and rest John Harrison.
He gets on the comm and a mission accomplished banner unfurls behind him and he says, we gonna get him.
That's a good fucking topical reference.
Thank you.
Especially for this movie,
It
considering
makes sense in this movie.
Spock goes to talk to Carol Wallace, and we find out that she's actually Carol Marcus. One
Again.
scene after it's
Again.
set up.
One scene later, it's unbelievable. It's like you could set your idiot watch to it. They can't help themselves. Like I don't know where they learned how to write, but wherever it was needs to burn to the ground because this is
like,
ridiculous.
They went to idiot school and they write for idiots, because if you would have waited a few scenes to reveal that, people would have been like, who's this broad again?
Right.
But anyone who's not an idiot would be able to hold on to the information for that long, but
Oh my
not
God.
not the target audience of this terrible movie. I'm sorry if you like this movie, but it's your own fault.
The flyovers. Someone's mom has to understand what's going on.
My mom loves Star Trek.
My mom doesn't.
Oh,
That's why she's not my mom anymore.
Not anymore.
It's official. Suck it, Mom.
The ship has some sort of violent, like, skid stop, which ships do.
Yeah, it just doesn't, like, slow down a little bit.
It's just like,
It goes skirt, 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 skirt.
they pull like a fucking Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, they pull the e-brake and pop it in reverse.
And they're like, what the fuck happened? And there's a coolant leak, so I had to fucking stop warp.
Yeah, without warning.
This movie is like the Enterprise is made out of tissue paper, and they're flying it through space.
Yeah, it gets shot with a phaser and, like, shit flies out. Like, people are flying out of the ship. It's like
That's my favorite part about it, right? Like, the ship is getting bombarded later. Explosions everywhere. Like, pieces of the hull are fucking flying off.
Yeah,
People are getting
shrapnel.
sucked out into space. And somebody's like, shields are at 40%.
Yeah, it's like, what? Wait, why? What?
What are they doing then?
So your shields are just really bad, or they're pointing the wrong? Are you using them right?
Are they pretend shields? You just, like, pretending?
Yeah, man.
I gotta pretend that I'm doing something in this, or they'll throw me off the ship.
That's how you know. Like, that's how you know that the writing doesn't match up with the action scenes. Like, they didn't think of the action scenes until later.
Yeah.
Because the writing, I mean, at least that's the theory of. I don't know if that's how they do it. I don't know.
They're like 20 minutes from Kronos. And Kirk's like, alright, Uhura, you know Klingon. You're gonna come with me and Spock, and we're gonna go down to the planet and make Harrison surrender.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why?
Why is she going, you mean? Or
Why are they going?
I don't know.
Just beam him off the planet!
Yeah, they have to go find him, though. Because then the thing has to happen. Also, Klingons have to be in the movie for 1 minute.
Why?
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. I can't keep up. Like, I can't keep up with the things that are dumb. I just can't.
So, I'm gonna skip a little bit, because I don't fucking care what happens during this scene.
Yeah, sure. They fight a bunch of Klingons. Oh, also Klingons look weird, and they wear weird things.
Yeah, they have pretty fucking cool designs, their clothing and stuff. Their faces look a little, like, I'm not the first person to yell out that something's gonna be, like, racist or whatever.
Yeah.
But why do they have makeup on to make their noses wider?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Just
they wear predator masks too.
They're predators, right? They're predators.
Which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that movie, kids?
That was a
Predator?
good movie. Remember that one in 1987?
That was a good movie. So we're gonna put it in our movie, and hopefully it'll be good.
Oh man. What happens next, Jeff? There's a big fight scene.
There's a huge fight scene where just people, like, Klingons die one after another, after another, after another.
And John Harrison has a giant gun that he's fucking whipping around like it's made out of paper mache.
He's got the heavies gun from TF2.
Yeah, I think it's called the Ubuline gun, I believe the name of it is.
I don't know.
Something like that.
He's got, like, super duper ultra strength until he doesn't.
Right.
But he beats up a billion Klingons because he's fucking awesome. And he shoots a giant gun because he's got a fucking huge dick. And everybody fucking loves him.
He shoots a Klingon jet thing. It blows up. It explodes.
Fucking explodes. It's awesome.
He uses, like, super karate.
Fucking karate's awesome.
He uses karate on the Klingons. Take that, Klingons.
Klingons are stupid fucking space assholes, and he kicks their shit in. It's awesome. I love it.
I'm so glad this movie has fights in it. It's so fucking awesome.
Fucking Star Trek's boring. It needs fucking karate.
This is an old Star Trek movie. They wouldn't even have karate in it. We're breaking Jeff. Jeff is
so
like slowly breaking.
So they fight. My favorite part of this fucking fight scene is that they have batleths, right?
Yeah.
But they have an extra spike on
Yeah,
them, they're cooler batleths.
They're like curved around again. Yeah, like it's like you had to fucking reinvent the batleth. Like it's different now. Like fuck you. Like that shit's fucking stupid.
But it's not different. Is the thing? It's the same exact shape. It just has another spike
Like,
on it.
why are you fucking reinventing the wheel? Like, just take the things that are done for you and use them. Like, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to pay somebody to do this.
That was like a last minute thing. They're like, we can't have just the dumb old batless from TNG.
God. Like,
even though it's obviously the same prop, it just has an extra spike on it.
it's like somebody had to have a meeting about that, and they had to go talk about what should the batleth look like, and we don't want it to be too different. Like, it's fucking bullshit. This movie is fucking bullshit.
Man, I fucking touched a nerve on that
It's just stupid. It's like the straw that broke the camel's back, man. Like, it's just fucking a waste of time and money and energy, and it just makes the movie dumb. Like,
Yeah. Dude, you make all the points I want to make. I don't even need to talk about it. It's podcast over, everybody. Go home. Fucking, he runs up and, like, Kirk has already gotten his shit wrecked because he never wins a fight in his life in this series, right? And, like, Spock points a gun at him, Harrison, and Harrison just fucking slaps it out of his hand.
yeah. He shoots it out of his hand.
Yeah, he shoots it out of his hand. He points his gun at Kirk, and he's like, how many torpedoes do you have? And he's like, we have 72. And Harrison's like, all right, I surrender.
Yeah, it's, like, jarring and weird.
What was this fight scene for, then?
Yeah, why did any of this happen?
Why didn't you just tell us, like, via message when we messaged you? Sulu sent you a very threatening message.
Yeah,
Why didn't you just be like, how many do you got?
How many do you have? Yeah. Or better yet, why go to Kronos at fucking all?
I'm trying to operate within the fucked up logic of this movie. Because from the very beginning, there were a million solutions that didn't involve any of this. But we're not doing any of those. We're doing the stupid way.
It's like watching a crazy person like do something.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing any of this?
And then the movie becomes Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, they go to the brig, right?
Where Harrison is in the brig and he's like, there's stuff you don't know about things. And Kirk's like, I know shit about things.
Yeah, it's like a dick measuring contest.
And then Harrison's like, actually, here's some coordinates about things that you don't know about. And Kirk's
Is that where that comes from? So, like, okay, I checked out at this part of the movie. Like, I don't remember that part. I don't remember him saying that.
That's where the coordinates come from.
Yeah, and later, Kirk calls Scotty
On his cell phone.
On his phone, right? On his cell phone. On his iPhone. His Nextel. What was it in the first one?
Oh, yeah. It was fucking... Oh, God. I don't remember now.
Was it like IBM? No, it wasn't IBM.
No, it was Nokia.
Nokia. On his Nokia cell
His
phone.
fucking Nokia cell phone.
And he says, go check those coordinates out. And Scotty's like, fuck you.
I'll do it anyway because I love you.
I want to kiss your mouth.
Please fuck me. And Keenser's like, aw, man.
I put all this work and nothing. Fuck
I've
you.
been hanging out with this loser for this long, and I don't get any. Oh,
fuck it.
And Harrison's like, open one of the torpedoes and find out what's inside. Kirk's like, I don't wanna.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it anyway, but not because you told me to.
It's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb. Like, in a regular Star Trek movie, they would sit down and they'd be like, well, we better do that. And like, they would do it. And it wouldn't even be there wouldn't even be dialogue about why they shouldn't do that. Like,
they should have opened them up to find out what was in them the instant they were put on the ship.
Right?
But they don't.
God.
But then the scene with Kirk calling Scotty on his Nokia comes in.
Yeah. And he's at a bar because he's Scottish and he's drunk.
He's got everybody goes and drinks. Everyone.
I think it's supposed to be reminiscent of 5, right?
Yeah.
Star Trek 5.
Because it's like a really wacky bar with all kinds of crazy aliens in
But
it.
it's on Earth. Like, it's just somewhere on Earth. Like,
And they like crazy alien tongue kiss in the background with like really sloppy sound effects.
one of my notes here is weird alien.
Crazy aliens, everybody.
This movie can't put aliens in the universe that exists in this universe. Like,
No.
it can't. It's
They're
incapable
just silly
of doing
background
that.
aliens.
They're like alien lady on the bridge who has weird skin. No, like, you couldn't just put an Andorian in there, right?
no, Andorians are stupid.
That's dumb old Star Trek.
Fucking who cares about that shit? I want some fucking explosions.
You couldn't put a Bolian in there. Oh, it's dumb. No Bolians.
Bolians are fucking stupid, fucking barber ass bitches. I don't give a shit.
Stupid idiots. Tellarites? What the fuck is that? It's not even in anything.
That was only in like 4 episodes. Fuck off.
They're not important.
Then they go to open a torpedo, I guess. Fuck, I'm like losing interest in this.
Let's take a break. Let's get
All right.
some jet fuel in our blood.
All right, let's drink again, everybody. We'll be back right after these messages.
Beginning summer 1997, you're invited to engage your senses, transport your spirit, and boldly go where no one has gone before. The 24th century is coming to the Las Vegas Hilton. In conjunction with Paramount Parks, construction has begun on the galaxy's most exciting destination. Star Trek: The Experience. For the first time, you will actually be able to see, feel, touch, and live the 24th century world of Star Trek, the most popular space adventure ever created. Beaming aboard the bridge of the Enterprise, you'll embark on an adventure through space and through time. On board a Starfleet shuttlecraft, you'll become a part of the warp speed action. Your destination is the alien-built outpost Deep Space Nine. There, the fun continues on the promenade with the galaxy's finest dining, a universe of shopping for every taste, and your chance to enjoy tomorrow's most amazing games today. Make your plans to be among the first in the galaxy to beam up to 24th century adventure. Star Trek: The Experience. Only at the Las Vegas Hilton. Stardate, summer 1997.
Bye.
Buy the things. McDonald's.
Buy
Pay us.
McDonald's.
Nokia cell phones.
McDonald's, please sponsor us.
Oh God, please, I love you.
I love everything about you. I love your fucking terrible food. Sponsor us.
Cheeseburgers with the onions in them. Yum yum.
Num, num, yum, yum, yum.
Eat them all day. Get colon cancer.
Whoa.
Oops, did I blow it?
We're done now. Fuck, gotta move on to the next sponsor. Star Trek Online. Okay, so when we left off, they fucking hobbled. Enterprise is hobbled.
Yeah, the warp core doesn't work right.
Warp core's fucked. There's a coolant leak, and somehow
It doesn't work right because something in the torpedoes stopped it, right? Which is
I
what
don't-
Scotty said.
I don't know. I don't
Like,
think so. I think it was sabotage from the start.
Oh,
they were
oh,
absolutely sabotaged from the beginning.
Because I never got that.
I don't think they say what sabotages them, but it's
It's never
obviously
explained.
Admiral Marcus. Had
Oh,
something
it's
to do with
Marcus. Okay, sure, fine.
it. But like, what caused it? They don't like. There's no Verteron particles mentioned.
That's a shame.
But they decide to go to a planetoid. Dr. Carol Marcus, who shows her entire body except her nipples and her vagina in this movie.
Yeah. Did that happen soon? Is that a thing that happens?
I think that already happened.
Oh yeah, she's like turn around to Kirk, and he's like okay, and then he like slowly turns around to see, and there's like the most unbelievably Michael Bay-esque shot from down low of her entire beautiful body.
Yeah, she's very attractive, but it's so unbelievably gratuitous.
It's like I'm watching Fast and the Furious when they like Steadicam by like butts, like in that movie.
It was like that, except like Kirk didn't fuck her right there, and
Right, he didn't just, like,
hold on it for like 10 fucking minutes.
It's oh my god! It's like what the fuck? Like what the fuck? Like her existence in this movie as Carol Marcus is completely shattered. Carol Marcus is a fucking scientist.
not anymore. Well, she's still a scientist, but she's a super sexy scientist who loves to go to the gym.
Like, yeah, she clearly works out, but it's like, what the fuck, man? Like,
it's pretty. It's super out of place in a Star Trek movie. Of course, this isn't one, but it's supposed to be.
Like, bring your Federation officers to the level of like Orion's slave girl. Like, what? Like, I don't understand that shit, man. Like, I don't understand it.
Gotta get titties in the movie somehow.
Oh my god, I sure.
So they got Dr. Carol Marcus and Dr. McCoy go to a planetoid.
He has to be in the movie.
So Bones is in this movie?
He's in it. Do you remember? He's gonna go help her do the thing.
And the thing activates and a door shuts on his arm for no reason.
Yeah, because that's how, you know. Why didn't they get an alien that didn't have arms to disarm the bomb? Like an alien with like tentacles. Yeah. Shit, dude. We're geniuses.
Fuck. Star Trek Online is definitely going to sponsor us now.
Definitely.
But there's this stupid countdown scene where it's like 3, 2.
It's so dumb.
And she stops it.
At 2.
It opens up and there's a cryo tube in it, and they're like, "What was her doing?"
Yep. That happens.
And then it cuts to Scotty flying past Jupiter, where there's this hidden shipyard.
Yeah.
And he goes inside of it, and no one ever stops him.
I have an idea. Don't hide your secret shipyard in what I'm assuming is the busiest solar system in the quadrant.
It has to be,
considering it's the home of Starfleet.
Like, there's so much in these movies that are like, they take stuff from our point of view. Like, there's nothing out in our galaxy, right? It's all on Earth. So in the far-flung future with Starfleet, everything's going to be on Earth, right?
Well,
nothing's going to be out in our universe.
Well, they have to make it so you know, like, so everyone knows what Jupiter is. Like mostly everyone. People in Kansas might not because they don't have books. But like,
fuck you, Kansas.
They believe in like some space wizard or something. I don't know. But like, so everyone knows what Jupiter is. So they put that in the movie to signify, like, okay, this is Jupiter.
It's way out there in
Jupiter. It's so far away. But it's like, in Star Trek, Jupiter's fucking nothing.
It's like right over there.
They fly to Jupiter on training missions when you're like 16 years old in the academy. Like, they don't...
Yeah.
Just put it anywhere and just put like a thing up on the screen that says like Sector 282, whatever the fuck, you know? Like, I don't fucking know.
But no, it's Jupiter.
It's Jupiter. The most hidden place in all of the solar system.
Maybe Jupiter's like fucking off limits. You gotta go around it.
You gotta go around all of Jupiter, yeah.
Fucking nobody ever stops him. Like, Scotty literally flies into the secret shipyard.
They don't have scanners, I guess, and they don't broadcast like some kind of code or anything.
And everybody's flying into it, and he literally flies right in front of them and goes in, and no one's like, "What the fuck? What's
People
that?"
are like, who are you?
Everybody's like, "No, this is normal.
Yeah, let him go.
Your ship doesn't match any of ours whatsoever, and you came out of nowhere, but whatever." And also, you can just leave whenever you want. That's fine.
Must be allowed to be here. He's here.
You can just leave whenever you want. That's cool.
Starfleet's run by like Gomer fucking Pyle, dude.
Shazam!
Golly! I don't know who that is.
Shazam, Andy!
Let him in.
And the person inside the cryotube is 300 years old.
That's super old.
Oh my god.
When even was 300 years ago? I don't know.
Kirk and Spock go to talk to Harrison, and he's like, "Those torpedoes are my friends, and also my name is..."
Yeah.
Khan! Bum, bum, bum!
And here's where I think I told the story about Luke, right, at work. How he was like, it's not Khan, like back in 2012 or whatever. And I was like, it's Khan. And, dude, that's gone. Because guess what? It's a super secret that wasn't ever a secret, just like every goddamn thing JJ Abrams ever does.
It's Khan. And, dude, music swells a little bit in the background when he says it. Like, oh, it's Khan. But I think I've brought this up before. Why would the general movie-going audience know who the fuck Khan is?
Right. Why would
that be
know
like
that?
a dramatic moment for Kirk and Spock? They don't know who the fuck Khan is.
They don't know who he is. Yeah.
Why is that a scene in this movie?
We'll get into that later. I got major problems with this.
You can get into it now.
Well, no, I want to get into it later when Spock calls.
Oh, okay.
Spock
get
Prime.
To that. Yeah, the good Spock.
I want to talk about that a little bit.
And they fucking, after Vulcan explodes, because that's the turning point, right?
Sure.
That and fucking George Kirk dying.
That's the thing. It ruins the whole universe.
Admiral Marcus found a cryo ship.
Yeah.
And he awakened Khan because he wanted his savagery to help him make weapons, because the 300-year-old guy is going to make the dopest weapons.
Like, he knows that he's a genius, I guess? Like, I don't know. Like
how does that go? Does Admiral Marcus be like, alright, so we made this torpedo, right? And when it hits you, it, like, sprouts flowers. And it makes you a friend. And Khan's like, nah, you should make it explode. And they're like, holy shit!
We never thought of that. We're Starfleet. We're idiots.
Holy shit, you're right. It should kill them.
We have torpedoes that are essentially, like, as powerful as, like, nuclear weapons. Like, they're variable yield, right? Like, I think the line is, like, they can knock, in Enterprise, they say, it can knock, like, an antenna off of a ship, but it can also, like, put a fucking, like, 12-mile crater in a moon. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And, like, what was it like? Like, they're like, oh, we got these torpedoes, and, you know, we're shooting them, and they're always just kind of, like, stopping before they hit the thing, and he's like, we'll make them long range. And they're like, holy fuck!
Just make them go farther.
You're totally right!
But how did they know he's a genius? Like, that's...
I don't know. I got nothing for that one.
Like, how did they... Like, I mean, I guess it's apparent when you're around a genius that they're smart, but, like, I don't, like...
That's how I feel when I'm around you.
Man, if I was fucking there right now, I'd be sucking your dick hard.
Damn!
Put your wife to bed, it's dick sucking time.
Jesus Christ.
Shirt it.
Shirt it. Dude, that'd make a great shirt. Put your wife to bed is dick sucking time.
Oh man, we gotta make that.
That's gonna be a shirt. I've got so many shirts now.
I know, there's so. I was gonna make the Latinum shirt. We're getting off on a super tangent here. I was gonna make the shirt with the Latinum bar on it.
Oh my god, I actually might do that because
That's cool.
I want to start making shirts now that we have like a little bit of a setup for how to deal with the income.
Yeah.
Income. Look out for that Patreon coming 18,000.
Anyway. Yeah, so
they're like,
I don't know how he knows he's smart, but they know.
And then he's like, I didn't like Marcus telling me what to do and not giving me my friends back. So
right.
I blew up a building because why not?
So yeah, so Marcus was using his friends as like the control device, right?
Yeah, they were his leverage.
Sure, but he's Khan, and Khan's super fucking smart. So smart that he can like see like 58 moves ahead in this fucking movie. Mm-hmm. But he couldn't figure out a way to just like unfreeze those guys. Like,
apparently not. Apparently, they just kept him in a locked room, and they were like, "Don't you go in there." And he was like, "Well, fuck."
I mean, Carol Marcus like figures out how to disarm that torpedo with them in it in like 10 seconds. Like,
and she's just in the movie to show up in her underwear. Like, he's supposed to be like a super genius.
Yeah, he's like really fucking smart. I don't know, man. Whatever.
They get like approached by a ship, and they're like, "Oh, what's it gonna be? Is it somebody from Kronos? No, it's coming from the other direction." And Khan's like, I told you.
Yeah.
So Admiral Marcus shows up in, I shit you not, the USS Vengeance.
The Vengeance.
A ship that is 3 times the size of the Enterprise and black to show
Man.
you that it's the villain ship.
Didn't we just do this? Didn't we just watch this movie?
Isn't that the story of the JJ Abrams movies, television series, everything? Didn't we just do this?
Didn't we just watch this in 2009? Didn't we just see this in fucking Nemesis? Like,
Yeah.
what? Like,
the big
what
ship.
the fuck? Like, what? We made a whole new franchise and we rebooted it to not do these things, and here we are again fucking doing these things.
It's the big ship.
Jesus fucking Christ.
The fact that it's painted black is the funniest shit. to
I love
me.
it that it's black. It's
It's
so...
like,
it's
and when you
so-
see them floating around each other, it reminds me of like Spider-Man, where Spider-Man is like the Enterprise is Spider-Man, where he's like
Yeah.
muscular and lithe and small, and he's like ready to fight.
Yeah.
And the Vengeance is like Venom. He's like fucking roided out and
Yeah,
gigantic
he's
for
just
no
like-
reason.
Yeah, like shit's just like whipping off of him because he's so fucking strong and shit.
That's the Vengeance, the Venom ship.
Oh my god, dude. Who has to paint that whole ship?
God, that's like billions of man hours.
That's like such a... It would make the ship weigh so much. That's like why they didn't paint like certain jets any colors, like in
Yeah.
early jets, because it would weigh them down a lot because the paint weighs a lot.
Future paint.
Oh, it's future black paint.
Yeah, maybe it's just made out of black material. I don't know.
Maybe it's like carbon fiber ship.
Fucking carbon fiber ship. It's indestructible.
It stops bullets.
And Admiral Marcus shows up, and he's no longer played by a good actor. Peter Weller has checked the fuck out.
Yeah,
And
Weller's
he's just-
done.
He's just like a two-dimensional villain now. He's like, well,
Yeah.
you didn't follow my orders. I guess I'm gonna have to murder the shit out of you.
These were probably reshoots, and he was like, I don't want to do that. And they're like, you have to. And he's like, all right.
whatever.
He's like, I'm on tour in Italy looking at Donatello's buildings, but fuck you.
Donatello made buildings.
Bertolucci, what's his name? One of those dudes.
Donatello Bernini.
Boboli
I actually took a lot of art history courses when I was in college.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's cool. I took
like
one.
I like art history a lot, but
It's cool, yeah.
they just warp away. Like he's like, put your shields down. I'm gonna blow you the fuck up.
Yeah, it's... Oh my god.
And they just warp away, and everyone continually tries to tell Kirk that the ship can warp faster, and he just won't listen to them.
Like, so again, like, here's a Star Trek thing that I'm gonna nitpick about. Like, how fast is the Enterprise going? Warp 7, right?
I guess.
Because that's about how fast they go. In TOS, 7.
Yeah.
It's a little murky because they fuck with it a little bit, but, like...
They don't really say numbers all that often.
Not in the
TOS.
original. Yeah. But from TNG, you can infer that, like, ships didn't go past 7-ish.
Yeah.
So, like, how... Like, so this ship goes, like, warp 8 or whatever. Like... But, like... The dialogue is just, like... It just goes faster. And it's like, well, how fast are you going? Like...
Well, dumb people don't care. They just want to see shoot bangs.
I mean, if I was Kirk, I'd be like, well, what do you mean? Like, how is that a thing? Like, ships don't go that fast. We don't have ships that go that fast.
Well, the USS Vengeance does. It's big and it's fast and it's strong and everyone's scared of it. That's all you need to know.
Did we get to the part where the guns come out yet, or is that next?
I think that's next.
I wrote, big ship has big guns.
It really does. It has the same gun that John Harrison, old Khan, was using.
Yeah, it's just a bigger version of it.
It's just giant. It's the same model. It's the same 3D model. And
Oh my
the
God.
Vengeance comes up when the Enterprise and just shoots it out of warp.
Yeah.
And it's actually a decent special effect. I like this. These movies are very polished, special effects wise, but that's all they really have going for them.
Sure, I don't like the aesthetic of them, but
A little too like shiny and
yeah, I don't like the like ice crystals that the warp drive makes or whatever the
Yeah, I
fuck
don't
that
understand
shit
that
is.
either.
Like, what is this? Like an exhaust? Like it's ions. Like you don't see ions. They're tiny, motherfucker. Like,
Well, dumb people don't know that.
oh my god.
Dumb people don't care what comes out of it. They're like, a big thing has big exhaust, right?
Like my truck. America.
Fuck yeah! And then Kirk is continually like, Carol Marcus, you can't contact your dad to save us.
Because reasons.
And she's like, why? And he's like, because I fucking said so, woman.
Yeah, he's like, I saw you naked once. You're mine now. That's how it works in an enlightened society.
So it works in Kirkland.
I fucked 2 cats 2 days ago. Don't tell me.
I don't even know where to go with this. They get shot. Like,
Yeah,
the Vengeance starts shooting it because... Oh, I was at Carol Marcus. She's like, I want to contact my dad. And Kurt's like, no. And she's like, but I really need to, and I could save us? And he's like, well, fucking fine.
Right.
And she's like, if you're going to kill all these people, you got to kill me too. And Admiral Marcus teleports her to his ship. Even though the... here's a plot hole for you.
Yeah. I know, yeah.
Here's a big plot hole for you, Josh.
Okay.
If they can beam Carol Marcus off the ship,
right,
why can't they beam Khan off the ship?
Why can't they
the
beam
shields
Khan
up?
off the ship? Right, and why can't they just beam everyone off that ship so the ship's not doesn't have anyone on it to shoot them anymore?
Just beam everyone off the ship into
Yeah.
your like giant bays.
Yeah, they have
Just
like
go
a
and
runway
get
sized
Khan.
bay, right?
Or beam everyone into the bay and then flood it with gas.
Yeah, anestazine gas.
But no.
Why not just beam Khan off the ship though, right? Like that's
I mean, even if they don't know where Khan is.
well, they're
Khan is
scanning
somewhere-
for him, but like, why don't they know where Khan? Like what? Like
they move Khan so he won't know or whatever. But
sure,
even if
though
they
the
don't know,
scanners
there are a
exist.
million options besides just shooting the ship.
But people don't want to see those Star Trek up. That's so lame. That's old Star Trek, Jeff. Thinking about a problem and doing a clever solution to it, that's dumb.
No one likes Star Trek. They want to see Star Trek Into Darkness. They don't want
They-
to see Star Trek.
They want to see Shoot Guns, the movie.
This movie's called Into Darkness. It just has Star Trek on it because we want money.
Right. We gotta make money now.
And then they shoot. Everyone shoots. Like fucking explosions.
People are dying, like crew members are just fucking dying.
Flying out into space and exploding.
Yeah, those people's
Screaming
families are gonna
deaths.
have to get sent letters because they're dead now.
But none of that matters because Scotty snuck on board the Vengeance. He's there somehow.
He's chilling out.
And he's like, hey, I can get you on board if you
Yeah.
do the thing from Nemesis. And Kirk's like, I love Nemesis. Let's do it.
If you do the thing from Nemesis and you do the thing from the last movie that we did on Vulcan.
Yeah. He even mentions it. He's like, oh, I've done this before.
Yep. It's
And they
funny,
make a
though.
bit out of it.
It's funny, get it? It's a funny joke.
You remember the last movie?
So good.
Dude, this is the scene where I literally got up and had to turn the movie off for a minute.
Yeah, this scene takes forever.
And it's when Kirk goes to get Khan, and he's like, I need your help, Khan. And Khan's like, why should I help you? And he's like, oh, because I can save your crew. And he's like, you can't even save your own crew.
Right.
And they stare at each other. And then without a scene transition whatsoever, Kirk looks over and goes, hey, Bones, what are you up to over there?
Oh my god.
And the camera goes to Bones, and he's like, I'm going to put Khan's blood in this tribble to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm a crazy science man.
And then it cuts back to Kirk. Same scene. Nothing has changed. It just fucking cuts back to Kirk, and he looks from Bones to Khan and says, Sue, you gonna help me or what? That is the most poorly constructed scene I have literally ever seen in a movie in my life.
It's horrible. And so they probably had a meeting, right? And they probably said, well, how do we... Because they don't know how to end the movie. So they were like, well, how are we going to get these tribbles to, like... Or how are we going to get Kirk to live again, right? Because he dies or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
So they had to, like, construct this, like, Deus Ex Machina. And then... But it couldn't be just a Deus Ex Machina, which is just, like, something like the hand of God fixes the problem, right? That's what Deus Ex Machina is.
Yeah.
The ghost in the machine, hand of the machine, or whatever. Like, they had to fucking implant that seed into the movie, into your dumb brain, and they didn't know where to put it, so they put it here.
That's exactly it. They were like, all right, we have to put this scene somewhere in the movie,
Yeah.
so we're just gonna tack it into the middle of this one. We
Yep.
can't make it its own scene.
Right.
We don't have enough time.
We're gonna figure out because we're strapped for time. This movie's 133 minutes. Can't be longer than that.
Like, that's B-movie shit. That is literally like a movie you'd pick up in Blockbuster from the worst of the worst
This movie's
shelf.
a fucking B movie, man. This movie's a fucking pile of dog shit.
Like, that's a canon movie right there. We
Yes.
just had to fit some shit into a scene.
Little
some exposition. Absolutely. So fucking, oh my god, dude.
Yeah, man. I know, man.
I had to get up and leave. I was like, I have to take a break from this. I gotta, like, go out and fucking breathe real air and see the world. See that there's still beauty in the world somewhere.
You had to film a paper bag floating around like American Beauty.
It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Also, Thora Birch, let me see your boobs.
Now that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
There was no shot of her, though, from like 2 feet off the ground, like looking up at her like she's a fucking colossus.
This movie's terrible. This is not a very good movie, folks. And I'll tell you why right after these messages.
Okay, if I move back from the sun, that's the Earth, and the moon, that's about the same. Let's see how far Saturn is. Wow, 1 billion miles.
Doing your homework?
Yeah, almost done.
Programs like Redshift really take off with a Pentium processor inside your PC.
Now let's see. The Kirathi system.
The Intel Pentium processor.
And we're back. Hopefully we don't kill ourselves before this is over.
We've been drinking after every break. Spoiler alert.
We're not getting any happier, though. What's up with that? It's supposed to be my happy juice.
I mean, I think I'm in a better mood than I would be if we were doing this sober, to be honest with you.
You bring up a good point, Josh.
I only got really mad at the bad list.
Out of all the things in the
I got pretty mad about the Carol Marcus thing, too, because it's ridiculous.
It really is. But the idea that they come up with is they're going to shoot Kirk and Khan out of the garbage chute where they fucking belong into space.
With all the DVDs of this movie.
And they're going to fly across the debris field into an open port on the other ship, a.k.a. the thing from Nemesis.
Yeah.
The thing that happened in Nemesis. They're going to do it.
Yep.
Except they're not Data, so it sucks.
Right. But they have cool heads-up displays that tell them where to go.
Here's something that, like, bugs me, right? Another little nitpicky thing, since I'm big into that, apparently.
I'm all for it.
In this movie and in the previous movie, the space suits that they wear are color-coded to their division.
Yeah, their
Like,
section, right?
There's,
Yeah.
like, command, operations, and sciences, and they're, like, gold, blue, and red.
Yeah.
Red and blue, whatever.
Well, yeah, whatever the respective. Yeah.
I do know, but I said them in the wrong order.
Yeah.
But Kirk wears a black one in the first
Yeah.
one for no reason. It's like
Right.
non-division, and then Khan wears a black one in this one. Why do they
Right.
have non-division space suits?
I don't know.
Why would you like?
I guess
get that, like, there's no fuel problems in the future. You don't have to weigh shit out for like long distance travel or whatever. But
I
that
guess
seems
if you're-
so superfluous.
I guess if you're, it makes sense. I guess if you have a scientist on your ship and you're studying something, and you're like on an asteroid and you look over, you know who's who, right?
Well, that's fine, but why do they have black ones?
I don't know, because
It's like if you have a civilian, you bring a fucking civilian on your ship. and
Yeah.
you send them out into space. You need a black one.
It's harder to find them in space.
You can't just put them in like a fucking red one or a blue one and just be like,
just-
there you go.
Well, if he's a scientist, put him in a blue one. If
Yeah,
he's
just
a
borrow
whatever.
one.
If he's an engineer, put him in a red one.
Yeah, why the fuck does it matter?
I almost said gold, but I switched it up.
It's good. It's good. They
TNG,
switched it up.
man.
You could switch it up.
Yeah.
And fucking this is also really stupid, right? Spock is like, I'm dealing with this threat that I have no idea if older Spock has any information about whatsoever. We're living two completely different lives.
Right.
I'm gonna call him and find out.
So does old Spock not call new Spock?
No.
younger
Spock
Spock
calls old Spock.
Because when I was watching it, I was like, why is Spock calling them?
No, new Spock calls old Spock.
To get advice.
Yeah, to be like, hey, you know about this dude named Khan. And old
Okay.
Spock's like, I'm not allowed to tell you anything, but I'm
here's all
going to
the
tell you
information."
all kinds of shit.
Here's all the things. But from old Spock Prime, from Spock Prime universe's point of view, this is the first time they're running into Khan.
Yeah, so it's Space Seed.
Right, so Space Seed, right. Not Wrath of Khan,
No.
which happens 30 or 20 years later or whatever. Why would old Spock know anything about this? Like you're saying, like why would he know?
Yeah, why would he know? Why would he tell him anything? And also, he
Right.
blatantly lies to him.
Why did they keep up the conceit that Spock Prime can't tell him anything?
Because time travel.
Like, if I was Spock Prime and I was living in this new shitty universe, I'd be like, well, this universe is new to me. Like, I don't know any of this shit. So, fuck it.
Yeah, my universe had this, and this in it.
Yeah.
It was better.
This is clearly different, so who cares? Like, why do they bring it up that he can't tell new Spock and then immediately throw it out anyway? Like, I don't understand why.
But he blatantly lies to new Spock. He says Khan was the most dangerous adversary we ever faced.
Yeah.
You fought gods, dude.
Yeah, there was that probe that almost fucked everybody up, and then there was...
like Apollo, the actual fucking god, fought you.
I forgot. Oh my god, we're gonna have so much fun with this.
We really will.
Fucking Apollo. You fought the fucking rabbit from Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, dude, some crazy shit happened when you were on the Enterprise.
There's a Rumpelstiltskin on DS9, motherfucker. You can't fuck with Rumpelstiltskin.
Fucking whatever. It's a bunch of bullshit. He just lies to him. He's like, he's real dangerous.
Yeah, hey, I'm gonna go die now. I'm old as fuck.
I'm super old. I'm gonna die so you have some pathos in the next movie.
So what's like shitty about this scene is like he's clearly like super old and like not in good shape. Like it's like Christopher Lee bad in The Hobbit, where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, Christopher Lee is looking bad, and like he like Leonard Nimoy could not make it to the set. Like
So he's standing in front of like a fan.
yeah, so they have to put him, and they have to like contrive this like subspace telephone call, and it's really fucking lame. It's like. It's sad. It's really sad. It was like Dick Clark doing the New Year's Rockin' Eve after he had his stroke sad.
Oh, yeah.
And you were like, Dick Clark, like, it's totally fine if you don't want to do this anymore. Like, you should probably go home, man. You know?
Bringing the party down.
Dude. When I watched it in the movie theater, I was like, oh, that's not good. I was like, ooh. He's old and should probably not do this anymore.
He needed some more money.
Yeah, he was only 92 years old, so.
Had to live out them last years of his life in luxury.
Yeah.
We cut to the bridge of the USS Vengeance, which is really the name of the ship.
Yeah. Cool
And-
name, get it?
Admiral Marcus talks to Carol Marcus, and she slaps him. Mm-hmm. And then she leaves. And then the power comes back on.
Yeah.
And there's some shit that happens before, but who fucking cares? And the power comes back on, and Kirk and Khan and Scotty like run into the bridge, and they just fucking murder everyone.
Dude,
on the
they're
bridge.
shooting the fuck out of every goddamn buddy.
But then they stun Khan, and they probably stunned everybody.
Because
Really,
Kirk
but-
says like, "Get him, knock him down," or whatever, and Scotty's like, "All right, I'm Scotty."
Stunning works this time, but
This
not
one
later
time.
in the movie.
Yes, this one time it works.
And they're like, Admiral Marcus, get out of the chair. And Admiral Marcus, like Peter Weller, this is another reshoot with Peter Weller. He just really doesn't fucking care. And he's not acting, he's just saying lines.
Yeah.
And Khan jumps up and fucking crushes his skull.
Yeah, like a fucking bear.
Yeah.
Like just crushes it because he's fucking strong. Get it?
He's real strong, get it?
He's so strong he can crush a human skull.
Do you remember when in the original series Kirk just beat him with a fucking pipe?
Yeah, he beats him with
Defeated
a
him?
pipe, right? Yeah.
But now you can shoot him with a a phaser on stun 9
they
million
have like
times.
they have like super reflexes, like they're fast and they're strong, but they're not like Superman. Like you can't
apparently they are in this one.
Yeah.
Which is, whatever. If you're gonna do that, whatever. Just make a good movie. If you're gonna fucking, like, do all this other stuff, just make a good movie.
Yeah, just exactly.
That's the thing. People will get on me all the time. And I would like to just say fuck you to everyone who ever has. People get on me, all
too.
the time.
Fuck you if you're mad at Jeff.
People get on me all the time for nitpicking things, right? For like,
Yeah.
oh well, that was just. It doesn't matter. That's not
It
the
all
point
matters.
of the movie.
No, see, everything in a movie matters. Like that's what people forget. Like everything that happens on film in a movie is on purpose.
Yeah.
But when it's not, that's bad.
They're like, oh, it's not the point of the movie if like the Klingons look dumb, or it's not the point of the movie if like they make a ridiculous jump that doesn't make any sense. What is the point of the movie then?
Right. What's the point? Can you tell me what the point is?
This movie is
Fun.
terrible.
It's fun. It's just fun. I like to turn my brain off.
This movie is fucking terrible.
I'm gonna
Like,
go on a little bit of a tangent right now.
Go
Like
for it.
here's the thing. Like okay, so it's people's jobs to make entertainment. Like that is a job.
True.
Like that's like our job. Like we're here to make you laugh and think and whatever. Maybe you like it. Like you like hanging out with us. Like so when people like say like it doesn't matter. Like I just like to come home from work and like just turn my brain off. So what does it matter? And it's like because it matters to the people who make other things. Like it's. If you want people to take your art seriously, like you have to be kind of good at it. You don't get this pass just because it's dumb.
You can make garbage, right?
Right.
Don't put a Star Trek wrapper on it. Star Trek was a great few series. There's so much
Right.
good Star Trek that really means something.
There's hours and hours of
You
great
can make
Star
your
Trek.
own bullshit. I don't give a fuck, like, what is the name of that shitty movie with fucking Reb Brown in it? That's like, it's a space station movie or something.
I don't know. I don't know that one.
Fuck. Space Mutiny.
Okay, yeah.
If you can make Space Mutiny and it's fucking terrible garbage that's just for fun or whatever,
Right.
I don't care.
Right.
But when you
don't
make
make it
Star
Star
Trek,
Right.
like Star Trek
you're
Into
just ruining
Darkness. Star Trek Into Darkness is if you took Space Mutiny and called it Star Trek Space Mutiny.
Space Mutiny, yeah.
That is exactly what this movie is.
It undermines the work that people have done in the past. It undermines your intelligence. Like, have some fucking self-respect. Like, you're not being a downer because, like, you don't think this movie is good or you think it's really bad.
Well,
like,
it has
you're
my-
just...
It has
Yeah.
my favorite logo on it, Josh.
Right. Has the logo and it plays
Like,
some of the music.
If you don't love everything that's made with your favorite logo, then you're a fucking monster.
But Jeff, I just got into Star Trek and like I never liked it before, but I really like this one.
If Star Trek Into Darkness was your window into Star Trek, and you started watching TOS and TNG and DS9 and whatever else, and you liked it, that's great. I'm glad that it did that for you.
Right.
But for most people, it didn't.
Right.
Most people only like these movies because they're fucking dummies.
Yeah. Because they're from Kansas.
Fuck Kansas. The only good thing that ever came out of Kansas is Superman, and he's fictional.
They probably don't even let them read that in Kansas.
Too many words.
Space aliens, that's evolution talk.
Oh, damn.
Get rid of it.
We are losing our one fan from Kansas for sure.
They're not allowed to have fun in Kansas. They're not listening to this.
You can turn your brain off and have fun in Kansas, so it's really easy.
Yeah, man. I know, man. I don't know.
Where are we even at in this movie? anymore?
They're flying. They go to the big. They shoot. Okay, wait. Where are we?
He crushes Admiral Marcus's skull,
Yeah.
and
then all shit breaks loose.
yeah, Khan hails the Enterprise and he's like, "Fucking give me those torpedoes." And Spock's like, "No," and he's like, "Give me the torpedoes or I'm gonna fucking murder your boyfriend." And Spock's like, "No."
Right. And they have
He's
like a
like-
little like, well, I have this, but you want this, and this is
Yeah.
the thing.
I'm
It's
gonna
like,
blow your
okay.
fucking ship up if you don't do
Right.
this. And Spock's like, "Okay."
Right.
and he sends the torpedoes over. But spoilers, there's no people in them.
And their bombs are armed again because the doctor did it.
Because Bones is still in this movie.
He was fucking with a Tribble for 2 hours, but now he's done.
And then they get beamed back to the ship or whatever, and Khan's like, every captain should go down with his ship.
Because he's like super crazy now. He's like out of his mind.
He's the Joker now.
Yeah, he's like, I talk like this now. It's like absurd. Like, what the fuck happened to you, man?
Like, the Enterprise is fucked, and the Vengeance is gonna blow the fuck out of him or whatever, but then they activate the warheads and it blows up.
It hurts the Vengeance.
And the Vengeance is going down, but so is the Enterprise. And then 9/11 happens again.
So, they were like near the moon, right?
Yeah, the Earth's gravity.
And
brought the ships down.
Like, okay, so it takes like 2 days for like a spaceship going 37,000 miles per hour, as I think how fast the Apollo ships went. So how did they get to Earth? Like, how are they falling into the Earth?
Like, if you were falling from a perfect standstill, if Earth's gravity was pulling you from a perfect standstill, you would move so unbelievably slowly that it would take like days, weeks. Yeah, maybe.
It would take like probably years. It would probably take like years for your orbit to decay.
Also, yeah, you would orbit. You wouldn't fucking just fall straight to Earth. That's not how gravity works.
Because you're moving, you're always moving in space. Space is moving around you, so are you, right?
Yeah,
like
that's not how fucking gravity works, dude.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I mean, so they're falling into Earth now because, again, JJ Abrams does not understand how big space is and how far the moon is away.
Yeah.
Well, I can see it up there. It must be pretty fucking close.
And then they fall, and the fucking engines come on at the last second, and the fucking...
that's so cool. They fly out of the cloud like Superman.
Jurassic Park theme plays, since that's the only one I can remember.
And the ship isn't crashing. Go watch this movie instead.
So fucking majestic. And they crest the clouds and they make it away, but the Vengeance is still falling, and Khan's like, I'm gonna kill everyone.
I'm gonna fucking 9/11 this fucking San Francisco, because remember 9/11?
Fucking, to borrow a phrase from another famous person, 9/11 time.
9/11 time. Yep. 9/11 time.
That's what he says into the computer, and it's like, we can't make it when this fucking blah 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 blah. Are you sure? And he's like, fucking do it.
Yeah, I don't know. And wouldn't he want to get away at this point? Like, that's what I would want to do.
He wants to get vengeance.
Because of the ship. I get it.
Yeah.
I
he
get
thinks
it.
all of his friends are dead, and he wants vengeance.
Right.
And, like, he crashes into the shit, and Kirk goes... Then the Wrath of Khan happens, but opposite.
Right. They flipped the script, literally.
They literally just turned it upside down and read it that way.
It's like they knew that they couldn't rip off all of Wrath of Khan, so they had to write this shitty movie. But then they, like, chopped up Wrath of Khan and then made some kind of Frankenstein monster out of the parts of Wrath of Khan. And, like, sewed it to this shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And, like, Kirk dies. He saves the ship. And Spock's like,
yeah,
I love you. And Kirk's like, I love you too.
And he tongue kisses the glass.
And he says, bye-bye, and dies.
Good night. Oh, my.
Oh, my.
That would be great if he did that.
That would be great.
I'd have been like,
this movie isn't good, so he doesn't do that. Yeah. And then Spock yells Khan, which...
For no fucking reason, he yells Khan.
Which is like, it rivals the Revenge of the Sith.
No!
It rivals it. Khan!
Like, why would he do that? Like, oh man, whatever. What the fuck ever. Just let's end this. Let's get over this fucking, end this fucking movie.
Hold on, we're almost there. I'm just gonna fucking, like, Cliff's Notes this shit, right?
Yeah, because nothing happens.
Khan gets out of the thing, and then Khan and Spock end up on a fucking flying garbage truck, and they fist fight forever.
Yeah.
And
Spock punches him in the face 100 times.
Just a million times in a row. It just holds on him punching him in the face for the rest of the movie.
Yeah. There's a whole 20-minute deleted scene of him just punching a...
There's one thing I wanted to fucking really talk about here.
Okay.
It fucking made me so mad. It's the
ready.
worst fucking writing part in this whole movie.
That's saying something, man.
I'm gonna stand by it too. They're like, no, we have to save Khan from Spock because we need his blood to save Kirk.
Yeah, like, his blood will be there.
His blood will be there, 1. 2, you have 72 people
use those.
on the ship who have the same blood as him.
Yeah. Use that blood. You probably can't use Khan's blood anyway because he's not the same.
He's the same blood type as a Tribble,
unless he's O negative, right? Like that's how that's the universal donor.
It works on a Tribble. Tribbles don't even have human blood.
You can just put human blood into a Tribble,
and it works fine.
And they're like,
remember Tribbles?
Guys, Tribbles are in this movie. Oh my god, here's my money.
I love Tribbles. Woo!
That's the part of Star Trek I like, the Tribbles.
Yeah. And
why don't they just use the...
Uhura comes down and shoots Khan 7 million times with a stun gun.
It's
doesn't
like
hurt him.
4 times too many. Like, it
goes on for a really long time.
It's laughable. Like, I laughed out loud. I was like, okay.
Spock punches him a lot. Yeah. And then Uhura's like, no, we need him, and Spock stops punching him, and they take him back.
Uhura had to do things in this movie, for once.
And then it flashes forward, and Kirk wakes up, and he's like, Spock, thank you for saving my life. And then they fucking kiss. And then it cuts to a year later.
Yeah.
And the Enterprise is being rechristened, and fucking...
Why are they rechristening the Enterprise?
Kirk says, I had to recite the captain's oath. And it goes a little something like this. Hit it. And he fucking recites the beginning of the Star Trek episodes.
Yeah.
Which is very specific for A, the Enterprise.
Right.
And B, the 5-year mission.
Right, like...
But that's... Every captain says that.
So okay, so that quote in the Star Trek universe is a Zephram Cochrane quote. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't say all that shit about the Enterprise. He doesn't say any of that shit. So they add that on like later, right? But it's supposed to be a Zephram Cochrane quote. But they don't say that in this movie. And also, you're absolutely right. Like, why would he fucking like? Why would that be a part of the thing when
and that's the end of the movie.
And the Tribbles save the day.
Thank you, Tribbles. We appreciate it.
Like, why is there even a Tribble on the Enterprise? It just shows
there's
the
a
fuck
little,
up.
There are like a couple little shouts out to TOS or whatever.
Oh,
like
I didn't
they're
even
like
talk about the one, the mud ship.
Yeah, he's like the ship we took from the mud incident.
Yeah, I wrote down mud ship is the '90s Lost in Spaceship. I was like, did they just use that model? Like, did they just have that computer model sitting around and they were like making that?
It is. Holy shit. Oh my god.
And like, I looked at his original ship, the Stella, right? That's the name of it. And it's like kind of roundy like that, sorta. But it looks like a spaceship from the '60s.
Dude, I think if you can walk away with any lesson from this episode of M-Class Podcast, it's that JJ Abrams is a fucking talentless hack, and I'm glad he's never gonna touch Star Trek again.
Yeah, I would love for him to not touch any of the things that I love ever again, but...
You're stuck with him in Star Wars.
Well, he's kind of done, but is he? We got out like that. We got out easy on that one, honestly. And the actors in that movie fucking saved that fucking movie.
It's true. It's the writing and the actors are what did it. Like, JJ's direction was still JJ direction.
Yeah.
But he didn't have his fingers in the writing.
There's some bad writing. No, he did in... What are you talking about, Star Wars or talking about this?
Star Wars.
He wrote it with Lawrence Kasdan. Yeah, he wrote it.
Well, he wrote it with Lawrence Kasdan. He didn't write it with fucking Orsi and Kurtzman.
This shit with that Han Solo shit, I'm getting the feeling like LucasArts is like, maybe this is a bad idea.
like Ron Howard's directing it now.
Right, like, why don't you just get George fucking Lucas to direct it?
No, George Lucas... What do you think George Lucas would say?
I'm not doing anything. Give me I'll direct it. My Waddles could direct it.
Dude, he's doing little films for his family now that his children love.
He's a quadbillionaire, so...
Who do you think has more money? Like, him or Steven Spielberg?
Probably Spielberg.
I don't know, man. Like, he gets a cut of all that merchandise from Star Wars.
Yeah, I would say it's him maybe now because of the selling of Star Wars, but I think Spielberg has been more prolific, and he's not an idiot. You know what I mean?
He's an idiot because he's friends with Lucas and listens to him.
Well, they all went to school or whatever, and now they're best friends and whatever. They're old.
Josh, if you came to me and told me that I should do Indiana Jones 5,
yeah,
we'd be done.
Yeah, I don't know why.
We wouldn't be done, but I'd be like, nah, we're not doing that.
I think you heard it here first, people. I think that Han Solo, what's his name? Harrison Ford wants to die as all these characters, and I think he's gonna have Indiana Jones die.
But he's obsessed with death.
He just wants. I think he likes to see those characters die because he likes like the sick pleasure of the fans knowing they're dead. You know,
Jesus,
because he hates doing this shit.
You know what the problem with Skyrim is these days? Everyone's obsessed with death.
Who says that?
There's a dude standing outside Bellathor's goods shop. He says that every time I ever walk past him.
Bellathor.
Side note, Bellathor can suck my dick. What an asshole.
We fucked him up in my game.
Did you?
He's bugged. I can't sell anything to him. He died and I brought him back and he's bugged. Don't play God.
Oh yeah, Josh streams, by the way.
Yeah, I stream.
Go to his stream. It's Continue Show.
Twitch.tv/Continue Show.
I'm a mod.
You're modding for me.
I've never modded once, but
you're a great mod.
I'm a mod.
You're great at it. I like it's better when you're there. Seriously, like
thanks, man.
I don't like to do it without you and Frank is there too. He's great too.
He's a good dude.
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there. I wanna talk about Star Trek, right? Because it's our podcast, but more specifically, what Star Trek means.
Yeah.
Like, people turn their nose up at that, right? That Star Trek has, like, a deeper meaning. People are like, oh, it's just a dumb TV show.
Yeah, that's what idiots would think.
Yeah. Star Trek has a meaning to it, and if you go through the history of Star Trek from TOS to the end of probably even Enterprise, I haven't really watched much Enterprise, but
yeah, no, Enterprise for sure. They hit that shit hard.
Yeah, if you go from the beginning of TOS to the end of Enterprise, there are moral lessons to be learned throughout all of it, and all of them point you towards being a better human being.
Yeah,
like growing beyond what we are now,
right,
into what we could be.
Right, imagine a world like not to sound like John Lennon, but like imagine a world where like everyone was just a little more self-aware about how the things they did affected people.
A little bit more compassionate.
Yeah.
More empathetic.
Right. Compassion, definitely.
And that's the Star Trek future, but in these movies it's not. It's exactly like the present, there's just better technology.
Right, there's even better technology than Star Trek has.
Yeah. And it's technology, like the fact that we've come so far technologically in the Star Trek 2009 universe is absolutely pointless if we didn't grow with it.
Right. And
the vision of the future that's supposed to be intrinsic to Star Trek just doesn't exist.
Yeah, there's no point. There's no point to having that. I think part of the thing with Star Trek and like the technology is that like we don't marvel, like the characters in Star Trek don't marvel at the technology because like that's not the point of their existence.
No, it's everyday shit for them.
Right. The point of their existence is to better themselves, and it sounds stupid and mantra-y, but it's like
it's true.
Right.
Is the thing. That's the purpose of the series.
What if you could wake up every day better? Like, wouldn't you do that? Like, I don't understand.
Star Trek has that built into it, and like the thing about Star Trek that I've always loved is that problems aren't always solved with explosions and guns. They're almost always solved through diplomacy, through empathy, through compassion.
Right.
Through figuring out a better way to solve a problem.
Even if that means that they die, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like, they're out there to die for this idea. Like, the Prime Directive. Like, you'll just die because you can't fuck with these, like, civilizations. Like, you'll die for your job, and that's...
You can't play God.
Right. You're not
That's what
God.
the Prime Directive is about.
Right.
Like, people often question that. And, I mean, there are situations where it's easily questionable.
Sure.
But the Prime Directive's purpose is so that the Federation doesn't become like somebody like the Cardassians or somebody
Or
like
the
the
Klingons,
Dominion.
yeah.
The Dominion's a much better example.
Yeah, the Dominion are like the anti-Federation, for sure.
Where you're like, you become this like god that can be benevolent or like
Right.
not.
Right. You could be a wrathful god.
Yeah, at like a whim, and suddenly you have this whole civilization of people who completely depend on you to continue.
Right.
And you create this like horrible situation for these people where they think they're getting the best of stuff because you're hand feeding them.
Right, but they're not earning it. They're not a part of anything. They're just slaves.
Yeah, even if you're not using them for slave labor, if you take
Right.
anything that they create in return,
They're
you
ideological
are.
slaves.
Yeah.
At best, really.
The Prime Directive serves a really important purpose, and they break it all the time in these movies, and it doesn't matter. Which is one of my problems in Voyager, is that it gets broken all the fucking time.
Yeah, they break it a lot in Voyager. Yeah, just Voyager.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Oh, Voyager. The ship can land because they have to do things.
They gotta land on a planet.
Every now and then you gotta land.
I don't know why, but they do.
Sure, fuck it, I guess.
We have transporters and fucking shuttlecraft and whatever,
But
but
land
we
the
gotta
ship.
land.
Yep.
It's Into Darkness is garbage. Like, if I ever say that anything in Voyager is the worst, someone
This
please
is the
remind
worst.
me
Yeah,
about
no.
Into Darkness.
This is not only the worst Star Trek movie by a mile.
Oh yeah,
This is one of the worst movies of the 21st century. Like,
I could probably agree with that.
in the 13 years of the 21st century when this movie came out, this is one of the worst. Another one being Mission Impossible 3, which is also directed and written by JJ Abrams. He's
I've
a
never
fucking...
seen it.
He's terrible. Like, I don't understand...
He's a Michael Bay. He's like lowest common denominator. Idiots love him.
He's like the nerds Michael Bay.
Yeah, Michael Bay is for like jockey,
Jocks. Yeah,
preppy
for
people.
frats. Yeah, for frat
And
dudes.
JJ Abrams is for nerds. And the
Right.
thing about like for geeks anyway.
Right,
Because
yes.
the thing about being a geek is you don't have to be smart to be a geek. You just
Yeah,
like
here-
to like things.
Here's the thing that they're doing to you, the audience, you out there listening. They are separating and sectionalizing and dissecting us into media markets all the time.
Oh yeah.
So they're doing it now, even though you think you're getting all these fun movies that you love, and when you were a kid, you were like, "What about Thor? Like, what about there's a Thor movie?" Like, they're manipulating you to like this stuff.
There's this fucking thing, right? I talk about it all the time. I make a joke about it all the time. Like, my favorite logo's on it.
Yeah.
So it's good.
I have to like it. I
And
have to.
that is a legitimate attitude people have.
It sucks, man.
I hate that. I really
know.
do. Like, if you like something that's bad, that's fine, but you can't get mad at me for saying it's bad.
Right. There are things that are actually, like, that's not an opinion. Like, there are things that are just not good. Like, like, you went to art school, I went to film school, which is like art school. Like,
Yeah.
you can make a bad thing and they're gonna tell you about it. Like, that's what
There's-
art school
There are
is.
core values that have to
Right.
exist, and
Right.
like, if you're making a painting, you have to have like a
Some
framework.
skill, right? You're right.
You have to have a framework behind it. You can't just shit all over a canvas unless you're already famous as like a ex-president, per
Right.
se.
Yeah. Sure, like George Bush.
Yeah, like George
Yeah.
W.
Yeah.
Although his paintings are better than like Paul McCartney's paintings are.
Yeah, Paul McCartney's are pretty not good.
Yeah, but he was a Beatle, so people will pay millions.
They're a lot of money, yeah.
But, and I guess that's JJ Abrams. He just like shits on a canvas and gets
Yeah.
millions for it because he's JJ Abrams.
I don't know what he did or what he does to get people to let him do things.
I don't know.
He must suck a mean dick, dude.
Dude. If he wants to sponsor this podcast and have us take all this back, then he better be sucking a real mean dick.
I would never take it back.
No. I'd tell him I would and then I wouldn't, because that's the kind of guy I am.
That's the M-Class Prime Directive. Never JJ Abrams. Just never Abrams.
Never Abrams. That is the M-Class Podcast Prime Direct.
We could. Oh my god.
I feel like we've said everything that needs to be said about these terrible fucking movies. We went all the way through this movie as best as I could. I know I jumped around, but holy shit, I had to. And I'm sure you all understand.
Yeah, I think we did better than I thought we were gonna do, honestly.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I thought we were gonna be stumbling around pretty damn bad.
I mean, this movie is dog shit to the 10th degree. Like, this is an unbelievable pile of shit.
It had to be the booze, I think.
Well, let's just drink all the time.
Yeah, we'll just drink during every one.
Fuck it. Whatever.
I probably won't.
What are you, my mom? Get out of here!
Get the fuck out of here, Mom!
I'm like Captain Kirk. I like to drink a lot. I
like to drink a lot and fuck cats.
I want to fuck a cat. Maybe two.
So you know what? I think we'll call it here.
Yeah, we're gonna do another email episode.
Yeah, we're doing an email-only episode, a little follow-up to this. We'll probably just record it right after this, so you'll get it soon.
I have to whiz hard, though.
Well, we'll have a break. But, you know what? If you'd like your emails read on, not this show, but the one that's coming after this one,
yeah,
then you can send it in to mclassemail@gmail.com, or you can follow us on Twitter at mclasspodcast.
There it is.
Here's your John Larroquette fun fact of the week.
Oh shit, it's finally here.
Keep waiting for that next episode of M-Class. It's gonna be a good one. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I fucking phoned it in right at the end.
Oh, how interesting.
There's no fun facts for Into Darkness. The fun fact... The John Larroquette fun fact of the week was that Mickey from Doctor Who was in this movie.
You're right. That's
it. That's the John Larroquette fun fact of the week.
You're right.
How interesting.
Holy shit.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one.
See ya.
Bye.